The die is set, but Alberta ain't ready to kneel just yet. They chose their king, their power was met, but we don't answer to Ottawa yet. No crown gave us what we've earned, just dirt and fire and lessons learned. Now the ground it shakes, the steel it groans, and Alberta walks alone. We ride sovereign steel through fire, through frost. We ain't the last, we're the line they lost. Alberta stands, never on its knees. A nation born in the forge of the free. From the rigs to the rails, the crops to the code, we lit their streets, we bore their load. They laughed at pride, they mocked the West, but freedom don't die, it just waits for the test. The cowboys ride, the farmers rise, 5 million strong under open skies. No leash, no lie, no foreign throne. This land is steel and it stands alone. We ride sovereign steel through fire, through frost. We ain't the last, we're the line they lost. Alberta stands, never on its knees. A nation born in the forge of the free.
Welcome to 7-Eleven Daily Summary. It's Bruce Scholl. I'm excited to be here with you. Thank you so much for joining me. It is an exciting time to be alive, don't you think? I am. What an extraordinary time. And I am so grateful that you are all here with me. And we are on this journey together. Yeah, I'm just grateful, you guys, that you're here and we're going through this together, because I don't think I could do it alone. So thanks for being here. All right, we're going to get into some interesting stuff. Unfortunately, my guest, Shaughn.SGT, the retired military gentleman from Saskatchewan. I think that there was a bit of a miscommunication here in regard to the timing, so we have missed that window. But there's obviously some interesting things that have happened today, so we're going to get into that. And hopefully he can join me another day. We can talk about the military, or the lack of Canadian military, and this joker that we have here on the screen. And thanks to Grok for this awesome little GIF, or a little video. I think it worked out really good, but we're going to talk about some other things here. One of them being what's going on in the city of Calgary. We have obviously a new council, and there's I think there was a motion put in today to repeal the blanket rezoning that about 70% of the city of Calgary were against, but they went ahead and put it through anyway. We're also going to talk a bit about Corey Morgan and some of his posts on X. They're timely, and it has, in regard to Calgary and some of that. As well as, we have the UCP AGM coming up. I'm also talking to, let me see, Cam Davies from the Alberta Republican Party, about having him come on the show here very shortly. I have Dan Bermawi. If you haven't seen that episode or that interview with him, I'm having him back on. He was the uh, Muslim gentleman or from Islamist from Jordan, and he converted to Christianity and has been sounding the alarm bells for Western society in regard to Islam. So he'll be on tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to having him on again because a great conversation. Let me see, and then I've got a one of my farmer friend. I've got her coming on. Let me see, Friday the 21st, and we'll be talking about obviously, survival, and probably coordinating with your farmer friends, or you start farming yourself. So we're going to be talking about some of that stuff. Oh geez, and you know what? On Thursday, I forgot about this. I've got John Macari from the Finest Unfiltered podcast joining me on Thursday night. So great lineup coming up the next few nights, and I look forward to having you join me. Thank you so much for being here. All right, we're going to get into it, but I also want to start by saying thank you to friends and family and the circle of influence the last 5 years. You really have shaped me and the Unscrew the News, as well as the challenges that we went through really formed and helped to, I guess, hone us as people. So I want to say thank you to that. But Nugget Stacker, I'm not your investment advisor, but I do suggest getting gold and silver. A gold and silver subscription is a great way to get started if you already have gold and silver and you're familiar. Support a local business right here in Calgary, nuggetstacker.com. You can go right through my website at unscrewthenews.com. Click on their link, give you a bit of a discount here on getting your gold and silver. You can also call them if you have any questions at 1-866-644-2121, and you can ask pretty much any question. Great guy to work with, so give him a call. All right, we're going to get into some Unscrewing the News. I'm coming to you from the heart of the battle-ready nation of Alberta, and we bring you truth and optimism. Our goal is to break free from the media, globalist mind control. It is November 17th, 2025. This is episode number 221. I did call this Shaughn.SGT. He's a Twitter or X profile that is speaking out against our government and speaking out against the flimsy military that we have here. Anyway, I apologize. We're not going to have him on tonight, it looks like, unless he joins me, throughout the show. And I'd be happy to have him. But anyway, we're going to talk about some other things. So we're going to get right into unscrewing some news. Thanks for being here. Let's get on with it. Oh, make sure to share this out. I always usually say this, but share this out. Get some more eyeballs on this information. We have got to wake up more people to what is going on. So make sure to share this out to friends, family, and your social media. All right, I'm going to Corey Morgan in his post from today. I thought this was fantastic, and it sort of struck up a little bit of a conversation. Corey Morgan says, since Calgary's new mayor and council are undoing some of Gondek's shit, how about changing the name of Fort Calgary back to Fort Calgary? That woke confluence crap is a joke and an insult to Calgary's history. I completely agree. And I think that we need more input from the citizens of Calgary. There's a number of things that I think that we need to work on. And let's get this message out to council. Let's make them understand what we want and what we want to see in our city. It's not the councillor. I mean, it's theirs too, but they have to listen to the people. And this confluence thing, we should have had some input on that. We should have also had some input, and this is a real big thing for me, is those signs and the slogans on the way into the city. I cannot stand this blue sky, mamby-pamby garbage that defines nobody and really stands for nothing. Blue sky city bullshit is what it is. And if you've seen those signs, it's like some kindergartner put that crap together. It really represents nobody. It is a complete evacuation of what would normally be sort of that a Calgary spirit in a red color, and move to this blue. Like I say, it really represents nobody. It's meant to erase history. I also said, because this really got me on a bit of a rant when I saw this post, was let's erase this person. Let's erase them from the city of Calgary and remove it like a stain. Let's get some bleach and bleach it out of our history, like her and her Marxist puppets, that came in and wanted to erase our heritage from the city. So hopefully, you know what, you don't necessarily have to agree with me, but if you have any thoughts or comments, if you don't like what I'm saying, if you like what I'm saying, please comment. Love it, right through X, right through. I'm on YouTube. You can reach me on Rumble as well. You can send me an email at unscrewthenews@proton.me. You can go right through my website. There's a link there, and you can send me an email. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Really, I truly think that we need to take back our city, and that is paying attention. We need to have our magnifying glass and be hyper focused on what these counselors do. So along those same lines, I'm just going to read through some of the comments here on Corey's post. First of all, let's so there's mine. I kind of like that red sign, but then there was another person that let's see, reconciliation bridge back to the Langevin bridge. Yeah, good one. Why did Gondek shut down her Facebook? Yeah, no kidding. I'm into that. I think somebody posted, you've seen her face. Oh, that's funny. Oh, let's read through some of these. How about rescinding the climate emergency? That for sure. That should have been done item 1 on day 1, because every city policy is driven by it. They can't even put up a new traffic light without first investigating and debating the climate impact. Gordon Johnson, perfect. That is a great idea. You know what you get for that? You get a bit of the, let me see. Perfect. All right, Matt McEwen. First of all, they should be more cognizant of administration tricks. Yes, let's purge the administration, guys. These are the woke, unelected bureaucrats that are being paid enormous sums of money, and they're not doing the job. But it's padding after padding after padding. So if they get called out, they need to be accountable for something. What they do is they need a reorganization. Reorganization is just another word for let's create some space in between this calling me out, the accountability factors, and somebody else. So you put somebody in between you hire another manager to manage your business so that you don't have to take the fall for the problems. First of all, council, listen up, put your ears on. We need to fire anybody that had anything to do with the failure of that water fiasco. I called it the water world fiasco last year. You guys failed massively, and we need to have some heads roll. We need to fire some people. You can reduce some of the costs on Calgarians by getting rid of some of this dead weight in the administration. Start with Duckworth. How about that person? How absolutely. Steve White says absolutely. And how about the Langevin Bridge while we're at it? Perfect. Oh, sorry. I have to go back to Matt McEwen. I have to finish reading this. First of all, they should be more cognizant of administration tricks. Don't accept the damn thing they say at face value and scrutinize every last word they place in documents council vote on, and understand it's okay to vote no when the administration tries to pull tricks. Absolutely, Matt McEwen. So speaking of which, I want to talk about this because I won't be able to find it. I don't have any firsthand accounts of it, but we can go through some of the other comments on what happened today at City Hall. But there has been some discussion about the repeal of the blanket rezoning. So the motion was put forward today, and it says that it was Jeremy Farkas. Let me see. I'm going to share this here. We're going to just move to this here for a second. I've sponsored a motion to repeal blanket rezoning, and our executive committee has just approved sending it to full council for debate. I'm committed to addressing blanket rezoning and replacing it with a community-driven approach. No, we do not want a community-driven approach. We want to go back to the exact same thing, exact same process that it was before you guys screwed it up, to restore certainty and build needing housing to support our growing city. No, go back to the original thing. We do not need administration. We want no amendments. We want this completely repealed, completely. So administration, apparently, we're trying to water down the whole repeal. And I say, let's get back to repealing it, and then we can start all over again. We do not need blanket rezoning. We do not need a community-based approach because we already had that. We have community associations. We have, I think it's called LPC. So that would be the, I can't remember what it stands for, but I apologize. Let me see. Not that barrack. A new mayor and still the Palestinian flag is raised at City Hall. You guys sure you know what you're doing? No, they do not know what they're doing. We need to keep the pressure on them. Do you guys hear me? Anybody out there? Hello? Are you there? We need to be keeping them on their toes. We do not need to allow them any leeway whatsoever. We don't need to harass them, but they need to know who is paying their salary. That's you. All right, not that barrack says raising another's flag at your place of government is recognition of your defeat. Yeah, your weakness. You know that, right? Absolutely correct. Craig Roberts says it was the Fort Calgary Preservation Society who renamed it, not the city of Calgary. Well, who are they responsible to? The Calgary Preservation Society can't just go in and change the name of Fort Calgary. The Calgary, if that is true, Fort Calgary Preservation Society should be answering to the citizens of Calgary. This is not something that you can just go ahead and change. This is our heritage. This is our history, and we don't agree. Damn it. Damn, I didn't even know they changed the name of a historical site. Jamie, the Western Separatist, wake up. I don't know if she was responsible for the name change, but I do agree with you that it's Fort Calgary and always will be Fort Calgary. Paul Westenberger. Muriel Harkness, another photo where her cafe has slid down. Oh yeah, that's no kidding. I'll call it Fort Calgary till the day I die. Well, we're going to change the name back there, Eric Peters. Throw those Blue Sky City signs in the landfill where they're while they're at it. Yeah, Shot Shark. Totally agree. Enough of this woke bullshit. Yeah. Let's toss the Marxist into the landfill. I bet you we can't. I bet you we have to pay to drop them off at the landfill. What was it changed to? I didn't hear a thing about it. Yikes! Alberta forever. Well, I got to put it in here. It's called Confluence. Isn't that sweet? It means nothing, right? Again, just like the slogan represents nobody. All right, Jack Plumley. I still don't mind the name. It's literally at the location of the confluence of the rivers. I like the nod to the amazing natural location. Oh, sounds so lovely. Well, okay, that's your vote, and that's okay too. Gondak was an insult to Calgary. Yes. Great idea. Gondak got rid of the board members and replaced them with wokesters. Yes, exactly. Fact. I had the same haircut and scarf in 1985. Is the climate emergency over yet? Yes. Duncan Crowsdale, you are correct. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Hey, you know what? I'm just going to check on something here and see if I have. Oh, yeah, that sound. I want that one. I'm going to put this sound in. And this is for you, Duncan Crowsdale. He changed agent. He's in bed with the same money sources and will ultimately be the same. Well, again, let's make sure that they do not get away with any of this. Tracy E says, yes, no one calls it that anyway. Right. No one calls it confluence, except the people that work there. And everybody goes, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? It will always be the flatulent city. Nice. Add blue sky too. Yes. Agree. Agree. Blondie. Nice. Totally agree. Everybody's agreeing here. Okay. All right. Let's go on to. I did want to get into this motion for blanket rezoning. Oh, you know what? I looked it up and I have some other. Let me see here. I'm going to go to this one here. So let's just do some blanket rezoning. So Adam McVicker says new Ward 10 Councillor Andre Chabot has officially introduced a motion to repeal citywide rezoning. The motion passed the technical review moments ago with Councillor Schmidt and Atkinson voting against. The motion will be debated at council next month. But again, like I say, let me just listen to
strategic plan. We have local area plans for a reason.
Local area plans. That's it.
Extensive public engagement. We look at where we have services, where we have capacity to add more density, and doing it in a strategic plan fashion is what I believe is the appropriate method to move forward with any kind of city-initiated redesignation.
Yes, Andre Chabot, that is correct, sir. Okay, let me see. Steve Soretsky. Oh my gosh, this is that developer out of Vancouver that I lambasted. Let me see here. What is this? Satire Squad HQ. Proof of Calgary's climate emergency declared by was a total scam. The city had just bulldozed an entire city block that was a park to condo towers in the residential area. So condo towers are better for climate than a park? Yes, right. Exactly. Not the case, right? All right, I am going to go back and we're going to do Corey Morgan. Let's go through some Corey Morgan stuff here. We'll go back to this post. And let me see something else. Did you guys see this? Brittany says, I can't wrap my head around this. While the Palestinian flag was going up in Toronto Public Square, police stopped a man from singing "O Canada" in our own country. If our national anthem is treated like a problem, something is very wrong. Okay, so let's break this down because I did watch this. This isn't a video here. Maybe I can see if I can find it. But you'll probably see it at some point. So there was this guy, and he played on that speaker that's right there in front of him a very loud rendition of "O Canada." The cops came up and said, you can't have the loudspeaker on, blah, 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 blah. And they shut off the speaker. So then the people that were there must have been about 12 people, and they all sang "O Canada" very loud, which I think was really appropriate. Maybe the loudspeaker was not acceptable. But obviously backs got up, and of course it was probably taken that they couldn't have the national anthem. I say I say, you know, it brought attention to it, but I think that it was sort of taken out of context. And I think that the Canadian national anthem should be allowed to be played anywhere, anytime. But I think that being on a loudspeaker, I think that they had to sort of be within the boundaries of their bylaws. So there you have it. That's my thoughts. All right, I'm just going through Corey Morgan's posts. Let me start. Let me just read through here. Start interviewing the probed. What was this? Yeah, the COP conferences are the height of the elitist hypocrisy and green movement. No kidding. Make them community service sentence at the Kamloops residential school site. Grave robber suspects accused of stealing from dead across GTA. Whoa. All right, I'm going to go back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to go to my bookmarks, because I did save some stuff in here. Let's go to the vote. So today they were voting in the House of Commons on the Carney Liberal budget. I can't remember what they called it, but it was something retarded. Let's just Mr. Real Bench, how much was Elizabeth May paid for her vote to support the Carney Liberal budget? Anyone know what was offered to her? Yeah, disaster. I talked to my friend Bohemian Atmosphere yesterday. That was phenomenal to have a chance to catch up. I've done some interviews with him, and I'm looking forward to having him on in the near future again, so we can talk about what the insanity that's going on in the UK. He did tell me, and this is going back to censorship. I want to tell you the story. So listen up, get your ears closer to the speaker, put them on, you know, a little bit louder, whatever you have to do. Anyway, so this is really interesting. So we know that the censorship hammer is being dropped, especially in the UK. We've seen it on social media. We've seen it in the news, how people are being arrested and thrown into jail, supposedly, for mean tweets or memes or anything remotely dissenting against the government in the UK. So he questions that, whether that is actually true. But the outcome from that was exactly what the government would want to happen, is that people self-censored themselves because of the threat of going to jail without. And so his theory was that the people that have been highlighted in the UK as going to jail and, you know, being arrested was just a show. I don't know where it's going to go. I'm going to have to talk to him again about it, because he does have some people that, you know, they know somebody that they know somebody that they know someone that went to jail. But it's quite an interesting theory. And living in the time that we're living, I think that it's worth looking at all of these things. So could they have been making it up? Could they have dramatized it? Could they have, you know, had crisis actors acting like they were being thrown into jail so that you would self-censor and you would then not be as voracious to call out the lying, hypocritical, corrupt government that it is? What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to have you reach out, whether it's live right now, send me a message through Rumble, X, Twitter, YouTube, all of those things. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, that was something that we talked about yesterday. But listen to this. He's totally on board with, you know, calling out all of their media bullshit. Issues heart attack and stroke warning ahead of -10 Celsius Arctic blast. The UK, their media are completely insane. Rise of Alberta, keep on keeping on, man. Alberta Independence Movement is accelerating. Rise of Alberta has reached nearly 60 million views in the last 90 days on Instagram, Facebook, and X. Good on ya. Keep it up, man. Nortel, if Alberta isn't allowed to produce more oil without the use of Pathways Alliance project, shouldn't we eliminate, immediately ban all other oil coming into Canada that has not gone through this carbon capture program? Absolutely. Saudi Arabia oil should not be coming here. All right. Excuse me, just needed a little bit of a drink. Doing all the talking here. I want to hear what Rob Ward says in regard to...
Hi everyone, it's Rob Ward here, Ward 11 Councillor, and today was the first step towards repealing blanket rezoning. When I ran for this election, it was definitely a hot button topic at the doors all throughout Ward 11, and today was the first step. So Andre Chabot wrote a motion that came to council, and today we approved it at executive committee. And by approving it executive committee, that motion will now go to the regular meeting of council on December 15th, where we will debate the motion and vote on it. And that will be our second step towards repealing blanket rezoning, with step 3 coming in the new year, where we would have to hold a public hearing. So step 1 is complete, 2 more steps to go. The path to repealing blanket rezoning is now well underway.
All right, Rob Ward, thank you very much for doing that. My message to you, as well as any other councillor, my councillor Jennifer Wyness, you as well, if you're paying attention, we want no watering down of this. Repeal, repeal, repeal. No amendments, no watering down by the what do I call them? The jerry-rigging administration of city council. They haven't been elected to their roles, but for some reason they're unfireable. Get rid of them. First of all, we need to purge those administration because they are toxic to the workings of the city of Calgary, for the citizens of Calgary. We pay the taxes. We want to be, we want our city hall to run the way that we ask you to run it. You're representatives, not our mummies or our teachers telling us how it runs, right? Got it? Okay, good. Let's move on. Oh, this is the video here from Cat Canada. All right, I'm just going to play a bit of it so that you get a sense. If you haven't already seen it, again, you got my take on this. I don't think it's as bad as you know, some people are making it seem. So just listen to this for a second.
Don't bother me during the national anthem, please. Don't bother me during the national anthem. Just play the national anthem and I'll shut it off. Excuse me, don't touch my property, first of all. That's all Canada you just disrespected. Do you understand that? Do you understand what you just did? You disrespected our country, ma'am. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard.
So there you have it. Moving on, and what's this? Oh, I haven't seen this. Did you see this part? Watch the Holy Cross drop smack the RCMP at a raising of the Palestinian flag. What is this?
Israel kills.
No.
You didn't even show them. Just like that. Jesus is king! Jesus is king! Not Muhammad! Not Muhammad! Israel kills. Whoa! It broke. No, I don't do it. I'm sorry. It broke.
Jeez. Maybe that is a message from God. Oh yeah. Interesting. Oh goodness gracious. All right. Let me see. Jeremy. Oh, I don't want to talk about them. I don't want to talk about him. Let's see here. Oh, I don't want to talk about him. Oh, okay. This was funny. Not necessarily funny, but I mean, it's so sad that this guy was even invited to the Grey Cup. I don't know if 10 people watched it, but.
Now for the coin toss. Joining the team captains is the Prime Minister of
look
Canada,
at him. He's stretching.
Le Premier Ministre du Canada, Mark Carney, and the CEO of Coinbase Canada, Lucas Matheson.
Oh, poor Lucas. He had to be there with
Prime Minister, would you do us the honor? Tails has been called.
Mr. Burns. Don't you guys think he looks like Mr. Burns? He has the
Saskatchewan has won the tie.
he has the his posture looks like Mr. Burns. All right. I'm just going through here. Clone meat. You know, we're going to talk about clone meat, you guys. And I've got a friend who is an extremely good scientist, data statistician that I'll hopefully have on in the next little while. Looking forward to having them on. And we're going to talk about cloning of the cows. And we obviously don't need cloning of the cows because God does a pretty good job of bringing cows to life, you know, the typical way. And I don't know, do we want to hear this? Let's see here. All right, let's end up here. I'm gonna have G Van Fleet on the next little while, and we're gonna talk about obviously socialism, Marxism in New York City, and how it's sort of running rampant as well. But I thought Larry Elder, this photo was extremely good, and his headline on that is "Socialism is so good they constructed a wall to force people to stay and enjoy it." Larry Elder, this perfectly encapsulates the thoughts that we have around the socialism in regard to New York City, in regard to what's happening in Canada, in regard to what's happening throughout the United States, throughout Europe. Germany is totally on board with all of that because they're so apologetic for what happened during World War II. That they are encouraging that garbage. You know what? Before we end off, I want to encourage you to get gold and silver. Protect your family's wealth. Don't hold the ETFs. Hold actual gold and silver in your hand. And I appreciate you guys being here. I hope that this has been informative and entertaining. Get out there and talk to your. You know what? You have to get out and talk to your neighbors, talk to your counselors in City Hall. We need to express how we feel. We need to express our gratitude or our concern, whatever that is, and they need to be heard. We need to get engaged as citizens and citizens of your community, citizens of your family. It is so important. It is so basic, and you know what? We can do this, you guys. Let's stay sane together. Keep your head on a swivel. God bless you all. This is Bruce. I'm out of here.
Thank you so much for watching Unscrew the News. I appreciate your participation in freedom in Canada. Share this information and help others to wake up. God bless.